WrestleMania 38 took place recently, and as expected, all the major faces in the wrestling world showed up. But there was another figure being expected at the event, and that's none other than former double-weight UFC champion Conor McGregor. Fans were disappointed though, but McGregor has given the most amusing explanation for his absence. Watch on to hear what McGregor said. First up, McGregor thinks wrestlers just can't take a fighter like him. Wrestling's most major event, namely the WrestleMania, took place the 2nd and 3rd of April, and as always, it was a no-show for UFC superstar Conor McGregor. So why does the Irishman consistently refuse to attend wrestling events? McGregor has a very interesting theory. Speaking to his 9.2 million followers on Twitter, McGregor repeated the question that was on everyone's minds. Why wasn't he at the WrestleMania? He followed it up with the most interesting answer. It was because all the wrestlers fear him. So according to the 33-year-old, he actually did everyone a favor by not showing up. Hilarious as it was, fans didn't take long to understand that it must be schedule clogs that must have caused McGregor to bail on them. It's not unusual for big shot fighters to be all filled up and miss events that they'd love to be a part of. As it turns out, McGregor is indeed in Ireland right now. It's possible that he's healing that broken leg that he got from the bout against Dustin Poirier that kept him from coming to Dallas, Texas for wrestling's most thrilling 2 nights. Rumors about McGregor's appearance go way back, and they were the most widespread before 2019's WrestleMania. Fans had become so convinced that there were entire bids on whose fight he'd be disrupting by showing up unannounced. Just before that tweet, McGregor had actually expressed his excitement over Stone Cold Steve Austin, making a surprise appearance during the Pat McAfee versus Mr. McMahon face-off, referring to his bar in Ireland, who reacted to a video of Austin's appearance, saying that that's him at his bar, downing beers one after another. So, what's McGregor up to while he recovers from that broken leg? McGregor sustained a horrific leg injury during his fight with Dustin Poirier at UFC 264. His coach, John Kavanagh, said that the injury came when McGregor kicked Poirier in the elbow towards the end of their fight's first round. The leg crumbled beneath the charged fighter, and he could continue no longer. His opponent believes that McGregor first gained the injury when checking a low kick, but it was aggravated with the elbow kick, and McGregor simply couldn't take it any longer. The Irishman denied those claims quite passionately, and his coach has recently revealed how the injury actually came about. According to him, it was all about stance and technique that night. Following a couple minutes of having his back against the cage, McGregor tried regaining his feet and engaged Poirier from the feet one last time. Under the pressure of time, and with what little space he had, McGregor made his best attempt and kicked Poirier in the stomach area. Unfortunately for him, that didn't work, and he ended up with a broken leg. It's now been several months to that unfortunate moment in McGregor's career. His coach says that he's on a steady path towards recovery, but how is he spending his time off? The answer is simple and reassuring. He's giving his family and friends time at his bar, Blackforge Inn in Dublin, Ireland. He's usually posting to his social media as well, and once showed himself back in training gear. That means he's well enough to fight now, and it's possible that he'll make his UFC comeback within the year. In fact, Coach Kavanagh himself said that the fans might see McGregor back in the cage anytime soon. That's certainly exciting. Now, in other UFC news. And what's that? UFC fighters will receive an exciting benefit on upcoming pay-per-view matches. Sports and crypto are integrating more and more with each passing day, and UFC has finally said its personal welcome to the financial revolution that's all the heat these days. In an announcement made recently, it was revealed that fighters would be paid their bonuses in cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin from now onwards. That's right, UFC has partnered with Crypto.com, and it will be rewarding fighters in a unique way. The Bitcoin will be awarded to the top 3 fighters for each pay-per-view fight by Crypto.com. There will be 3 separate fan bonuses, starting from $10,000 and going up to $30,000 on fight evenings. And the most exciting part is that fans can vote on the Crypto.com website for who they'd like to receive the bonuses. UFC President Dana White lauded this decision, saying, "This new fan bonus of the night is an awesome way to get fans more engaged in our events while rewarding the fighters for badass performances." There's no denying that sports and crypto have shown an awesome synergy over recent years, and athletes are even involved in the promotion process of many cryptocurrencies. So it's actually pretty late for the UFC to get on the buzz now. Still, we hope that this new friendship between the 2 popular trends goes a long way. Most importantly, we hope that the new form of bonus actually satisfies the fighters who've often expressed grievances with the benefits that UFC has given them. This news must also have come as a surprise to Jake Paul, who's been a critic of UFC's treatment of its fighters. He's even released a full-length diss track targeting Dana White and his partners for not providing fair pay and health insurance to those they rely on the most. Next, UFC 273's Korean Zombie versus Alexander Volkanovski, all that you need to know. One of the hot topics in the UFC world right now is the upcoming Korean Zombie versus Alexander Volkanovski bout that will take place in UFC 273. The knockout artist, Chan Sung-jun, will come face-to-face with Australian featherweight champion Volkanovski very soon. Volkanovski will be defending his belt, so the pressure is on. Except there's one thing. Volkanovski hasn't had a single defeat ever since he joined UFC back in 2016. On the other hand, Jung is an absolute fan favorite. The Korean Zombie is an expert slugger and puncher and has participated in almost every major match of the organization. Such is his glory that he's one half of almost all main events in UFC. However, it can't be denied that Jung's kind of lucked out in the upcoming bout, and that he's the only fighter with a one-fight win streak. His division, on the other hand, is as talented as it comes. The underdog will be testing his luck at the upcoming UFC event. Fans love him already, and even those who are rooting for his opponent know that he shouldn't be underestimated. Here's a look at Jung's skill as they've been seen in the UFC. Let's start off with his striking. Once a wild striker, Jung has now learned not to land strikes on his unlucky opponents willy-nilly, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't have his feet planted all the time, ready to throw in a punch or two when he sees it fit. Moreover, his low hand position allows him to use head movement as his main self-defense, and when he's still fresh at the start of matches, he does a superb job of punching while keeping his head off the center line. Next are his wrestling capabilities. Jung is truly an all-out rounder and can switch things up between different fighting styles whenever he wants to. While wrestling is an aspect he rarely turns to in his fighting styles, that doesn't mean he can't. It was these techniques that saved him from defeating knockouts in previous bouts, such as the one against Brian Ortega. The Korean Zombie is also known for his excellent timing, and one thing that we should never forget is his skillfulness at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Jung is a very aggressive submission fighter that can bring it on each fight. His techniques in this particular martial art raise him even further up among the ranks of the most talented UFC fighters. Lastly, what are the odds for the upcoming Korean Zombie versus Volkanovski? The opponents are both tough and both ready to give a power-packed performance that will be in defense for Volkanovski and an offense for Korean Zombie. In this regard, what do the experts think will happen Sunday night? The experts are favoring someone who hasn't faced a single defeat yet, because how could he lose his belt this time around, right? There's no way Volkanovski will take it easy on Korean Zombie on Sunday. He's formidable as it is, and we can only expect the determination to increase tenfold now that his beloved belt is on the line. The bets are stacking in favor of the Australian, but that doesn't mean that Jung doesn't have his army of devotees. It'll undoubtedly be a neck-to-neck situation coming Sunday, and the fans just can't wait to see if they're looking for a new face when they look up the UFC featherweight champion following the contest. That's it for today's video. Which bout are you most excited for in the upcoming UFC 273? Let us know in the comments below, and make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel where we post similar videos quite frequently. We'll see you at the next one.